Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Simple Talk. So today I have Kay and Katie, the Babes of Quinte. So they have the Babes of Quinte podcast in Belleville. Good morning, ladies. Thank you for joining me.
Hello.
Hi.
Thanks for having us. This is weird being on the other end.
Yeah, it is
Ready.
super weird.
So tell me, why did you guys decide to start the podcast?
Do you want me to start, I guess? I don't know.
So, could we kind of have two different stories for this?
Yeah, you
All
can
right, go to town.
So, from my end, I've been listening to podcasts forever. And I was like, there's too many really good stories within our building that like just need to be told. And I'm like, I kept like scrolling through Instagram and it's like all these cool people. And I'm like, how do I find a way to be all of their friends?
I want to be everyone's friend. Yeah.
So I pitched it to my boss and John, who is her father. I was like, hey,
We're
like,
supposed to say that.
am I not supposed to say that?
Nepotism. Edit it out.
But yeah, so I pitched it and John replied to my email and he was like, Katie has a very similar idea.
Yeah.
And then
I was working at a job I didn't like. I was working in planning and I decided it was time for a change and Kay needed a bit of an assistant. So I came back here and I have also listened to podcasts. I also love talking. So I was like, I have an idea for a podcast. And I told John, the owner, and he said, okay. Didn't really think anything of it. I was like, it's just another thing I'm saying. And then Kay said, I have an idea. Like, our podcasts are kind of the same idea. And then she had the name Babes of Quinte. And even before I came back, we were already talking about it and we had kind of roughly planned it. And then when I was back, I don't think our bosses actually thought we were going to like go through with it, but we did. Here we are.
So,
on my Christmas card to my boss, I wrote, thank you for letting us make a podcast. Do you regret it?
Didn't say no.
He didn't say no. So, I mean,
We're thriving.
well, good for you guys. I love it, quite
Yeah.
frankly.
I'm biased. But
I'm biased. I think we're great.
So I've been in the studio and I've seen the list, like must-have guests and things like that. So how do you guys choose who your guests are?
In the beginning, it was just who's willing to come on. It was a lot of our coworkers in the beginning because we were like, who's willing to come talk to us for an hour? And now it's people who we've followed on Instagram or are kind of known in the community and you see their social media presence, but we want to know more. We want to know what is actually going on in their life and how they got to where they are, I guess.
yeah.
So
People
who are
are
some of your favorite guests?
Matt, you were great.
Oh,
You
Yeah.
have been like a pleasure because you matched our energy. Like you just came in ready to go and we're an open book and that's really what we appreciate.
I really liked our last chat too with
Flossies.
Flossies was really good.
Yeah. And
That
it's coming out tomorrow if I get it out on time. But we're also very open about, we both struggle with our mental health and it's kind of a platform to talk about that. And it kind of opens this door to talk to other people in the community about who are business owners or doing great things and are still struggling with their mental health and how they kind of keep going day to day. So it's kind of been a good outlet for us, I think.
Yeah.
It really has been.
It's cheaper than therapy.
But you're still going.
Therapy, so.
I think everybody struggles, right, to a degree.
Mm-hmm.
For
So,
sure.
yeah, it's good to
I think
have
just
this.
normalizing that, like even
Yeah.
if you're successful and you have like this like beautiful Instagram presence or whatever it may be, like there's still always like more behind the scenes. And
There is. It looks all pretty online, but I can assure you it's a shit show behind the scenes.
Yeah, my new tattoo idea is like a dumpster fire because my life is a dumpster fire. So I'm
The
inspired.
dumpster fire that is my life.
Yeah, it's fine.
So yeah, pretty much tell us like how's it going so far? Any big things coming up? Any big changes or anything like that?
Why should
we have so many things coming. I'm so
we're
excited.
like when we started this, we kind of just dove in head first and had zero plan. now we're booking in advance.
Yeah,
which
like
is
we're booking
crazy.
into March now, which is crazy.
We have some big Belleville people coming on.
We have an event that we're planning.
We're planning a virtual event.
Yeah.
We are. As long as we get the okay from the managers.
We have to like apply for license.
Yeah, things are happening. So yeah, hopefully in February we'll have like an event so people can actually be involved.
We have merch.
We have merch coming at the end of next week.
And it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm also biased about that, but it's stunning. I love it.
Yeah. Merch online.
And we've just all of a sudden there's like a following. Like we always look at each other and we're like, oh, we're doing a thing. Like this is kind of working. Which I think we have to remind ourselves. As we started as 2 underqualified babes, and now we're like, holy shit, this is working. So that's
I think
fun.
it's cool because it's just like, I feel like we're building kind of like a little bit of a community of people.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to constantly just like be like helping, the businesses. And like, if that means, them coming on the podcast and telling their story or, resharing, past guests, like promotions or whatever it may be on our feed, like I'm cool with that.
Yeah. We also have sponsors now, which is crazy because
we're making money.
We're making money, which we never thought we would be doing through this. So that's kind of crazy. And it
I think that's the coolest part is like the fact that we have like currently our sponsor is Family Dental Center. And I'm like, I never thought that, I love Dr. Yasmin.
Yeah, she's great.
She's just so great.
She was also on the pod. She taught us a lot about our teeth, and I started flossing. So,
but yeah, to have like very successful established business owners like believe in us to the point where they're like, okay, like we want to help you through this is like the coolest feeling.
Even you having us on this podcast, I was like, what's happening? Yeah.
Well, you guys are kind of a big deal now. So, if you were going to give advice to someone who was just starting out with their podcast, what would you tell them?
Do it.
Just do it and hope for the best.
My God, that was my same advice.
That's why your episode. Just do it. Like there's this saying like it's from Friday Night Lights, like eyes closed, no, eyes open. I don't know, but I say eyes closed, head first, can't lose. So you just gotta dive in and
make
the mistakes. Yeah, we're learning a lot, and YouTube
is a great resource.
I learned how to use Adobe Audition on YouTube and how to edit our podcast. And you know what? Sometimes the sound's not great, but we make it work.
That's awesome. Well, I think that the fact that you guys are just so authentic is what brings people in.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, I really like that.
Yeah, I do too.
Because I don't have to make it.
Yeah.
We're going to fake it till we make it.
All right. Fake it.
So if somebody wants to get on your podcast, how do they get a hold of you?
Slide into our DMs at Babes of Quinte, or they can email us at babesofquinte@gmail.com.
We also have a website that is currently a work in progress.
Under construction.
But we do have a contact form on our website, babesofquinte.ca, and you can get a hold of us there too.
And if you want to sponsor us, we'll take your money.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much.
Reviews. So,
well, thanks so much for joining me today, ladies. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for having us. Bye.